Hi guys, Vechs here, and welcome to Super Hostile Isolation Developer Commentary. Wow, it's been a while, huh? Uh, Over here, we've got giant wall for thanks to all my patrons that made this map possible, and my early access supporters. And if you want to download Super Hostile Isolation, the link will be down below in the doobly-doo. Let's see what else is around here. Fun quotes, yeah, the early access testers. Oh yeah, if you look at the code, if you look at the code in isolation, creative mode will stop your temperature change. I don't know why I waited to code that in until like the last 2 weeks of the map's development. Finn, Reed, hardcore. Jarbo thought the map was easy after dying 27 times. And Stormy Laura put very eloquently, and blah 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 blah, because sometimes she gets tongue-tied and can't talk at all. Let's see, is there anything else around here? I think it's pretty much it, right? What's this? Ah! PAP. Arbitrated. And as always, love Nug. So, this is the first super hostile map to have a lobby, because I didn't want your temperature mechanics ticking while you were just in here, you know, trying to get the map ready. Also, I had some initialization stuff to do. Let's see. There's an advertisement here for Super Hostile Online, which is currently being overhauled for version 113. Every single scrap of code in the map needs to be converted, and I've got somebody helping me convert it, John Tempest. And so that's getting handled. And when SHO is updated to 113, I also need mapping tools for 113. But the basic gameplay of Super Hostile Online is you have custom classes. It's pretty cool, I think. And you get wool from the dungeons, and that lets you get higher level classes, basically. If you play this map, remember to enable the command blocks if you're doing multiplayer, otherwise it won't work. And just a thank you again to patrons. And without further ado, shall we go freeze to death? It was just another typical cargo run. Another day, another paycheck. Your airship creaked as it steadily crept over the frozen ocean below, the large craft hauling tons of chests, managing a stately pace. Then a freak storm swirled around you. Knocked off course, you tried in vain to steer to safety, but your ship clipped the side of an ice spike, damaging an engine, your craft trailing smoke. The last thing you remember was the trill of a warning chime and the swirling stinging of hail on your face. You awaken amongst the wreckage in some long-forgotten glacier, and a sense of dread overwhelms you. Welcome to your isolation. I'm still derp. So yeah, you wake up. There's an engine that's still running over there, strobe lighting. And how's my sounds? I want to turn my sound up a little bit. Maybe not that much. So let's see. You can press tab to check your temperature. So my temperature is currently going down. 0 is the most comfortable, and the extremes of 1,000 are deadly. And you basically want to wear armor to protect yourself. So I've immediately got some leather here to start with, which will help a lot. I don't want to. No, I just want to wear it. All right, that gives me 7 armor. All right. Yeah, definitely 7. So now basically every tick. Let's see. Yeah, I'm losing 3 heat, so I'm still losing some heat here. I'll grab the torches and let's kit up. Yeah, grab that too. Definitely want to set my spawn. And probably just, I'll take everything, why not? So one thing you can do is, if you stand clipped inside of a torch, it'll warm you up. So now I'm only losing 1 heat, although I'm still losing heat. So I do need to get a move on here. But I don't have enough cobblestone. I do have enough to make a pick. Let's grab some of that and make a pick. Okay, well, I've got something at least. And I might want more torches. Maybe not. Anyway. Let's go cannibalize this engine. This is a Skymaster 200 airship engine from Airtech Corp. Fueling port, danger, yep. Alright, come here, give me that. Give me the colt. Yes, okay. So I'm going to cannibalize the engine of my airship. And I want all the stone out of it. And I managed to drop something into the hoppers. Amazing. So this map has the same kind of starting area as a lot of the maps do. And the shape is just a convenient one. Because you don't want to start the person in a cave. And, well, you could. Especially because you teleport into the map now. But if you set the spawn, it's not allowed to have... Oh, I should have made an axe. I'm gonna go do that right now. But yeah, same kind of thing. Basically big hole in the ground. All right, let's quickly make an axe. I can chop stuff up quicker. And I think that's just about all we need. Yeah, I'm starting to get negative 186. And now I've got enough stone to make a furnace, and I should have enough fuel to last a while. I think I'll use the signs as fuel. That should be more than enough wood. You don't need that much, honestly. Can you burn the slabs? I don't remember. So I'm trying to think how much spoilers I want to do with this LP or DevCom. Do I want to do all the secrets? I guess I will. I mean, I guess you wouldn't watch DevCom if you didn't want a bunch of secrets revealed, right? So one of the first things is over here, buried in the snow, is hidden chest with apples and prismarine blocks. Not the most useful thing to find, but whatever, right? Was there anything else? Yes, there was this one right here. With a bunch of pants and a bunch of food. I'll take that too. So this is basically the some of the cargo that you were carrying, meant for... That chest probably was the one full of pants is probably going to Zisto. In fact, I can pick up some extra heat here with the chainmail. And it's not too realistic to have the chainmail be like warmer than the leather, but in my mind, the heavier armors, they had like leather lining underneath, right? So if I stop here on the glowstone and stand on the glowstone with my shiny new chainmail, I'm warming up. Okay. So what you can also do is your basic... What can I use? Well, I think derp. I'll use these. So now I'm gaining the benefits of the torch and the glowstone, so I should actually be warming up fairly quickly. Well, maybe not. Okay, maybe not quickly. But it's free, and this is not actually using any of my resources right now. So I can just chill. Heh. Thaw. I can just thaw, right? But if you know where you're going, there's not much of a need to do this. And what you can do is break this up. I should have made a furnace before leaving. Yeah, I'm gonna go do that real quick. Make a furnace. And I think I'll just take the workbench with me. Ow. That was dumb. Yeah, I don't really plan on coming back here at all. Watch me, like, die somehow and then lose everything. And I don't really need these leather pants. I think we're good on pants, actually, right? We've got, like... Alright. So now I can just throw down the crafting table wherever I need one. I wonder how many times I'll die on this map. So yeah, let's just throw down this. Do this real quick. So the issue, the main issue you run into is, I'll take that back, is just finding something to, you have plenty of things to burn, but not that many of things to smelt. So yeah, the best thing to smelt, I think, is just that right there. And smelt the wood into logs. And it gives you coal, and that warms you up quite a bit. I'm at negative 252. Yeah, I think each furnace is about 25 heat or 20 heat, something like that. And you could surround yourself. You could stand on one, right, and then have like 4 around you. So yeah, I think you could benefit from like 5 of them at a time. I really don't need these prismarines. Like, I really don't. Anyway. Alright. Let's put this right here. Oh, I'm a dummy. I already had a furnace. Alright. I'm such a noob. There's another lost airship cargo over there. You don't need to get them, but there could be helpful stuff inside of them. And one thing you'll notice immediately is that there's no natural spawns in this map, which means every single thing comes from a spawner. So I had really fine control over this map. This is obviously the oldest area in the map. Let's see what we got here. We have some really amazing stuff. I really don't think I need the leather. I just really don't. Those are kind of nice. Yeah, I think the leather is quite obsolete. That's not. Re. Compass is useful, kind of useless, I think. I don't really need to... I might want to make enchanted books with that leather, actually. So I should probably come back for these after I stash my stuff at the monument. Yeah, there's another one that way. We just need to go warm up, I think, and I'll double back and collect the other chests. So I started... When did I start this? I don't actually remember when I started Isolation. But after starting Isolation, I made... This area is mostly the same, I think. I've greatly simplified it. It used to be more twisty and mazy. And I went back and I was like, nah. Caves of Confusion kind of sucked. Like, there's another chest down there. Caves of Confusion, I wasn't really happy with. And, I'll stand here. And that area back there was kind of felt like that in the original version of Iceolation. And so basically, it led to kind of a tunnel, roughly 20 blocks wide, 20 blocks tall, well, maybe like 30 wide, 20 tall. And it was just a giant tunnel, like an underground highway type thing that was in some ruins. Like right here where I'm standing used to be, that used to be here. And I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. And there were some underground ruins, and I ended up working on Isolation, getting a bit burned out, and just like shelving it while working on Super Hostile Online. And then I came back to Isolation to finish it, and I was looking at all this stuff, and I was like, all this sucks. And I deleted all of it except the very starting area, which is called Glacial Rift. Um, and I'm really happy that I did. I'm so happy that I did. I'm pretty happy with how this map has turned out. But when I started working on Isolation, I was just trying to make an ice map, like an ice themed map, and I didn't have any of the temperature mechanics. And it's not until 112, because I think I started working on Isolation in 111. But it wasn't until, am I gaining heat? Yeah. It wasn't until 112 where I had a lot of experience from the code in SHO, where I made the temperature mechanics. And once I had the temperature mechanics, I realized the map didn't have to be about fighting all the time. It could just be about surviving in the cold environment, which is really awesome, right? So I'm really happy with the way the temperature mechanic turned out. All right, so here's the geothermal plant, and none of it makes much sense right now when you first get here, and it's not until you find Tally's journals that you start making more sense of the world. Your first instinct is you come up here, and you can tell that's a teleport right there because there's bedrock underneath it. For one, there's like exposed command block, so that's like a what? And then you might notice your temperature is actually going up in here, right? Yeah. And so then the first thing you see is this. Well, actually, the first thing you would see is this ruined, the remains of a staircase, and then somebody's put wood here, and then like a wooden ladder in the ruins. And then this is completely out of place with a stone brick, and there's wood here, so maybe not though. Maybe you don't make the connection here. But then you see this. Heading out, Tally's awesome checklist. Warm clothing, backup clothing, extra food, tools, weapons, torches, furnace. You can do it. Make mom proud. I imagine for people playing this for the first time, like, this is weird, right? Farm. You get the farm. Great source of sticks. And actually, I actually do want the sticks. Blech. So you can just set up a farm in here. The map has a default random tick speed is 3. This Isolation has a random tick speed of 2, so plants grow on Isolation slower than they do normally. They still grow though. There's a kitchen, so you come in here and it's like it's pink, you know, but you don't necessarily know the pink is out of place, right? Right. A kitchen. So the sign said geothermal plant. So okay, it makes sense that maybe the plant has its own self-sufficient little farm and kitchen area. Okay, sure. And then you come in here and things keep getting weirder. You look nice today, Tally. Thanks for eating with me. There's a pumpkin. People are waiting for you to get back. You are not alone. You deserve love. Storage and workshop. Okay, that's a normal sign, but these are a little strange. Rotten food. And I was pretty generous with this, I think. There's actually like I didn't want you to have to sit there and grind out a bunch of coal, so there's hoppers in the back that'll load this thing up. You can cook here forever. But yeah. And so then you come into the storage room, and once again, I was pretty generous with the storage room. It doesn't take any skill to set this up. It's just a lot of off-camera work, I think, for most people. Okay, most people aren't doing an LP, but like, I kind of like the pre-done storage area. I quite like it. I think there's even a little bit of leftover stuff in here. The fuel hoppers are stocked. Reminder for dits. Furnaces get hot. Don't burn yourself again. Frowny face. Oh boy. And there's even an enchanting table right here, which is pretty cool. And several anvils. I didn't really need to take that anvil, huh? Didn't really need to take the bed either, because we've come to Tally's room. You can do it. Notes. And here's a bunch of notes. You'll get your master's degree. You got this. Dawn and dusk reminder. Summon your arrows and potion. Here's the daily summoning routine. It's 5 points off. So this is a reference to SHO. And people who have played Super Hostile Online before will figure out that Tally is a scout. And that's her class. And that every day she gets, her class summons arrows and potions to use. So on Super Hostile Online, if you're a scout, every dawn and dusk Minecraft day, you're just basically given enchanted arrows and some potions to use. And other classes get other items too, as well. Different types of potions and stuff to use. Can I sleep? Oh yes, excellent. All right, my spawn's set, so didn't need the bed after all. Blop, 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 blop. And I'll keep both of those on me. Blah, blah, blah. That's actually blocks, isn't it? Yeah, it's blocks. A lot of random blocks just here. I mean, why not? You probably won't use most of them, I'd imagine. Some lupus here. So at this point, the player is probably wondering, like, what the hell? What is this? You know? And if you do go down here, the way it works is basically game mode SP, is there are invisible armor stands. You see them here? And every tick, the game looks for these armor stands, and based on your distance to them, performs heat operations. So one of them, one of these is warm. One of these is like a large warm. Another one is like a small hot. And this other one's a small hot too. And this one up here I think is a large warm. So the hots are, I think the hots are 10, the warms are 5 heat. And then like this large warm here at the top is close enough to actually hit you all the way to about right here at the edge of the plant. Game mode S. So that's how that works. So the player comes in here is probably wondering, like, what the hell is all this stuff? And then you get to the first book in the corner here, To Those Who Find This. Hi there! In keeping with best practices of the Adventurer's Code, I am leaving a copy of my notes here for any to read. My name is Talia Ortega, but you can just call me Tally. I'll leave this camp to the next adventurer who finds it. Some of the food should still be good, although by now I'd throw out the meat. I already did, Tally. Thank you for your concern. It feels a bit strange thinking someone might read all my journals, but if you're here, you are either taking the test or you're a lost soul in trouble. Yep, I'm a lost soul in trouble. Well, welcome to the only spot you can keep warm in this frozen wasteland. The generator is locked up. The only use for the arcane nexus it houses is the small residual energy it leaks. Small being relative, it is still enough energy to warm a large area. Anyway, I'm about to activate my Rune of Recall and head back to Valgard. Valgard is the capital city of Super Hostile Online. The Rune of Recall is something you get every day, and if you hold it in your offhand, when the sun rises, you'll be teleported back to Valgard. It's a Hearthstone from World of Warcraft, effectively. Uh, I did it! I studied the generator, I summoned all my class items every day at dawn and dusk, and most importantly, I survived. Yayifications! I don't know if they will use this site again for a test, but if they do, you can come here, look me up later. And you come here, look me up later. We could be like frozen icebox survivor besties. Alright, I'm out. Tali. My early playtesters had no idea that I was actually the one who wrote all this. They thought I had hired a writer or something. Apparently, I pull off a decent college girl. Who'd have thunk? So that was her summary. So this is what she wrote this at the very end of her ordeal, and then she was here for 20 days. I'm not going to read all these all at once. I will read them when it's relevant, like going to the actual areas. But I'll read the first one here. Day 1. I am so nervous, but also super excited! This is the first day of my test for my Scout class mastery degree. All I have to do is catalog all functions of the old Magitech generator here, while also remembering all my daily Scout tasks. Oh, I also have to hunt at least 50 monsters of any kind, which means eventually I will need to explore beyond where I teleported into. So yeah, this place is an old Magitech plant used by the miners and researchers. According to what the professor told me, this used to be a mining settlement. Scouts, like me, scouts are awesome, found a huge deposit of iron ore, and teams kept coming in via airship until they had built a little town. I am less clear about the research station. From what I understand, Hain Corporation of... So, this takes place... Well, yeah, I'll get to that later. Hain Corporation, from Inferno Mines, would get some kind of massive tax write-off if they provided material support for an archaeological expedition. Housing pods for historians must have been cheaper than their tax burden because they did it. Everything was going well for the miners and the researchers, and most of the iron got mined out, and then they hit a pocket of poison gas. It was venting out slowly enough that they had a few days to evacuate, and the plan was to come back after the gas had fully vented out and dissipated. This never happened because with most of the iron mined out, there was no financial reason to come back, and that meant the research team lost their main support, so those guys never came back either. That all happened about 50 years ago, and due to the cold, I bet their settlements are mostly intact. Well, there's probably monsters. Monsters always move in if people around... Oh yeah, monsters always move in if people are around for a while. It's like a law of nature. So, my testers pointed out this spelling mistake, and it's intentional, or it's left in intentionally. Maybe I actually just made a typo here. But I figured that Tali is a person, and she's not perfect, and she makes mistakes, and here's one of her mistakes. So, despite being told of this typo, I was like, nah, I'm leaving all the typos in these books because they're written by a person. And, yeah, it just makes it more human, I suppose. Anyway, I'm going to get some sleep and do a full survey of the nearby area tomorrow. Oh, also, I raided the storage room and it was mostly empty. Makes sense. They had days to evac, so they took their valuable stuff. I mean, that's good. I'm really happy for them. It's not like I wanted to find a bunch of left-behind treasure or anything. Don't judge me. So, most of my playtesters said that they fell in love with Tali, and I kind of did too. By the time I got done writing all of her content, she felt like a little sister or something. So yeah. So, Nazlu loves you and is rooting for you. Oh, yeah, this is a Castaway joke, Wilson. Nazlu is spelled backwards with Wilson. Alright. So the basic story behind this map is that there's an ancient civilization here from, like, the feudal days, and then there was a huge iron deposit, and basically miners came in to mine the iron. And with the miners came a research team. They were mining stuff, hit some poison gas, and bugged out, and then basically never came back because it was not worth it. And the University of Arcane Enchants of Spellbound Caves fame is using this site as a testing site for its students who are almost done with their mastery degrees. And they send the students out here, and they got to do random tasks to just prove that they can make it in the real world and survive. And yeah. And now you were an airship pilot, and you've crashed here and discovered this, thankfully, old test site. I don't think it's ever mentioned exactly what the time difference is. Tally says it's 50 years between her arriving and the mining team never returning. So the poison gas is dissipated, long since dissipated. Um, I thought about having an area of the map where you just get poisoned by going into it, but I was like, poison gas wouldn't hang around for 50 years, would it? So it didn't make sense. Also, it seemed like a bit of annoying gameplay to deal with. So I don't think it's unknown how old the feudal civilization is, or technically speaking, their castle age. We'll get to that later as well. So they're ancient, and then the mining team came in, and that was 50 years before Tally got here, and it's an unknown amount of time, I think, between Tally and you arriving. So yeah, I've kind of got this. I kind of have this fictional world slowly coming together between the maps. There's the university, there's Hain Corporation, and Tally even talks about victory monuments and where they come from and why they're built. But we'll get to that in a later episode as well. Let's go check out this over here. And I'll just kill myself going down the steps. So what the heck is this? Multiplayer. Always have the same player turn in the parts. Yep. Use boxes of parts to build an airship from scratch. So if I press this, I don't have any boxes on me, so nothing happens. But yeah, this is your victory monument. And basically what happens is, because there's humans were here before from the modern era, you can find boxes of parts, which are the wool. Instead of wool, you get the concrete boxes, and they're called boxes of parts, and you come here and turn them in, and this is the victory monument of this map. And there's 8 of them because I didn't want this map to overstay its welcome. There's only so much variety I felt like I could do with the ice theme. There's game mode. Let's see. It was snow. Yeah, there's snow, and then there's 2 types of ice. Right? And you would think this map would have strays in it, but it doesn't, because there's no natural spawning. And strays have very, very specific spawning conditions. They're actually really annoying to work with. Anyway, strays, by the way, are those skeletons that have the white cloth rags on them. They're like ice skeletons, kind of. But yeah, I think the main, if people do have a complaint, I think most people will really like this map. But if people do have a complaint, it will probably be that it's an 8 wool map instead of a 16 wool map, like all the other super hostile maps. And that's just because I felt like that's as much content as I could make without the ice theme getting overdone. And that's pretty much it. There's literally three. There's snow, ice, and packed ice. And so I tried my best to have a variety of areas within the frozen theme, but uh, doing 8 wolves just felt right. I can't imagine doing another like 8 areas around here. Um, so yeah. Well, anyway, I suppose I should go get the first wool. Actually, I need to sort my inventory, right? But I suppose I'll stop this episode here. I'm still in creative mode. Get back in survival mode. I need to go. I need to go get the stuff. Hold on. Ah, there we go. Okay, inventory sorted. I forgot that I can just jump cut, like even mid sentence if I want to. Okay, so I got the. Wah! I got that way. We saw from the cliff, and that's something I love doing. I love showing like a chest and then leaving it to the player to figure out how to get at it. Some of the playtesters are just like immediately bridged to it, and I was just like, oh, come on, guys. But yeah, it's actually quite easy to get to. Mostly food, some shields, and a bit more leather. And I think the thing retains its it retains its name. So I cleaned up my inventory. Let's go get this stuff real quick. So what else about the starting area that I have comments about? It was originally, I did used to have natural spawns in the map. And I playtested the map for a while with the natural spawns, and between the temperature mechanics, it was just kind of a pain. The player, like, players would light everything, well, I would, and I think a lot of people would too. They would light everything up to make it safe, and that means you spend more time going around trying to light stuff up. And the map's temperature mechanic puts you on a clock, so it kind of, there's one down here. It puts you on a clock, and you've got plenty of food. You could probably get through this map and not grow any food at all. But yeah, you're put on a clock because of the temperature mechanic, and I don't know, it just... Also, the natural spawns meant a lot more fighting, and because your armor can break, and then without your armor you'll like freeze. It's I wanted more granular control. This is the word I'm looking for. I wanted more granular control over where monsters would appear and what monsters would appear. Yeah, there you go. All right, I'll sort this real quick. All right, so inventory sorted. Sort of. I don't need the stack of apples. I don't know why I have that, but probably do want some more torches. And first area is the Melting Dead. Well, there's also Boreal Valley. So some players check out Boreal Valley first, but for pacing, I'm going to go here first. I maybe should have... Well, it says don't inside dead open. I don't know about that one. Cue the dramatic violins. Ah, yeah. It's a Walking Dead joke. You probably want to avoid your torches in here. I really like what this is ice with glowstone embedded at the very back of it. The effect is really cool looking, and it's probably one of my favorite lighting techniques I've ever done in a map. I just love the way this looks. So this area is very tightly controlled. The only way to get through here is this one opening right here, and you have to step up, so it's awkward to get through. So I basically gave the player every chance here to have an easier time. And I'm on the clock, so I need to talk but also move. So yeah, this place is, I think I could put some light down. The packed ice won't melt. That will. Yeah. Wait, does that just break? Oh. No, it goes into water. Okay. Ah, our first monster, and it is just a... This is the first area, and he is a thawed zombie, and he's pretty normal except for the fact that his speed is just slightly faster than a normal Minecraft zombie. I find the normal Minecraft zombies a bit too slow. And oh, water. If you go in water in this map, it's water will freeze the crap out of you. So water is no bueno. So there's anything back here? Nah. There is something down here though. And I'm trying to decide if I want to go down and get it. Yeah, let's give it a try. I wish I had a bit of gravel. Yeah, you see their speed? Normal Minecraft zombies just are not that threatening because of how slow they are. But these guys, they just go like a little bit faster. Alright, once I go down here, I've got to like move really quick. Sucks. I'm gonna freeze so fast. And I'll need to use the, oh, that's it? Ancient storage chest, white fang, boom, boom, boom. And, nope, I have to do this cheese. And the issue here is that this is really dangerous because it's got, I'll use this to get up, I suppose. I am annihilating myself right now, I think. Oh, no, not that bad. Not that bad. Not as bad as I thought. Okay. Alright. Well, let's run off with my filthy lucre. White Fang! Warms your hand when you hold it. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, it actually does. Make sure, Yeah, look at my awesome sword. Yeah, die, zombie. Sharpness 3, Unbreaking 5, Mending. Dude, this thing's awesome. Oh, yeah. Alright, zombie. Bring it, I've got White Fang. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, suck it, zombie. 7 hits. Wait. That's strange. 7 hits? I thought a sharpness 3 iron sword would be a little better than like a normal iron sword. I guess maybe I'm just mistaken. Oh, and the zombies enter this area, if you're wondering. Up this waterfall, there's a basic... It's effectively a zombie grinder that's just open. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Well, why does that thing take 7? That's weird. I don't get that one. That's strange. But it does warm my hand when I hold it. So it makes me lose heat faster, so that's good. Now I'm on fire. You see that little bit of extra speed? That little bit of extra speed suddenly makes the basic zombie a lot more threatening, right? So this is where I kind of wish I had a shovel. And maybe I should have... Oh, right. Be right back. Hold on. So, one thing about the zombies is they drop the rotten flesh, but they also drop the cloth scrap, dirty and ancient. And the zombies are effectively a source of infinite leather armor for the players so that they can always have some basic armor. I wish I had a shovel. Wouldn't it be nice if I had a shovel? Ah! Guys, look, it's the Snowmaster XB500. Ask and ye shall receive. Yeah, that'll do. So, you might get in the mood to shovel snow in this map, and when that happens, you can always trust the ancient, forgotten Snowmaster XV500 that's been like left. Must have, you know what? An airship must have landed at that airship landing pad, and it must have fallen, fallen out of the cargo bay, landed in the snow, and been forgotten about. So there's one spot in this map where you can actually overheat, and it's right here. If you just chill here, you can, well, thaw here, I should say. You can overheat pretty bad and die from overheating. At the highest levels of overheating, a flame arrow will basically spawn inside you, hit you, and set you on fire. Pardon me. Just sitting here drinking. My character gets hungry, but in real life, talking constantly makes me thirsty. Alright, anyway. Back to the Thawing Dead. So, when I was working on this map, one of the ideas I had towards the end was something to do with the snow, and something that would just like... Oh my god, this is amazing. Something that would just automatically take the snowballs out of your inventory and like give you snow blocks. But then I didn't realize if like maybe you wanna do something. I was thinking of like some sort of like optional dungeon that would give you like snow bending powers or something. I just never ended up doing it. It seemed a bit hokey to me. So what I did do is add that to the map to make you be able to quickly get through the snow. Assuming you find it. Otherwise, you're, a stone shovel works pretty good. Hello. So I'm using. Oh, he's got a snowball for me. I don't want a snowball. I've got like my inventory full of snowballs. Should probably use a sword that doesn't suck balls, like that one. And then maybe do that, and then that, and that, and then that. There we go. That's a fast way of doing that. Yes, my pots. All right, and then my inventory immediately fills up again. Oh well, whatever. I have some more digging to do. You're probably sitting there wondering, like, Vechs, did you put that stupid diamond shovel in here just for, like, doing your DevCom so you could have this awesome thing and get through here quickly? And that answer might be a definite maybe. Get out of here. Don't need you. If I want to farm zombies, then it's like that thing by the waterfall in the ice cave. It's literally a zombie grinder. It is set up for you in advance. Like all you got to do is just like minimal effort. Like if you go look at it, it's a friggin' zombie grinder. Like pre-set up for you. There's a zombies around here somewhere. Hello. Maybe not. Alright, well, take you out. They might have spawned... There's like some... Hold on a sec. Game mode, SP. There's some open air pockets right around... So here's this area. And there's some open air pockets like right... here. Yeah. And the dumb zombies, they spawn... from this spawner, they'll spawn like outside of the dungeon slightly, and I thought about filling that in, but it just means the player is always hearing zombie noises, and it puts them on edge, and I kind of like that. That's the main reason that's there. So the cool thing I like about here, and my playtesting players found fun, is they liked uncovering all the treasure chests and revealing them. It's like, like you're literally it's buried treasure. You're literally just digging up buried treasure. Only instead of sand, it's snow. So, yeah. And then here's players will probably think this is something like a fleecy box, and that is correct. I use the red brick as a very distinct block. Often in my maps, you very rarely see red brick, unless it's for a fleecy box, some sort of important goal or something. Because the red brick texture, I mean, it doesn't look that great, but in limited use, you know, it pops out and it looks very different. There we go. All right. Okay. So you come in here and you break it open. And inside this is a box of white parts. You could use this to build a new airship. If you place it on the ground, it will break and be useless. Yeah, the NBC data falls off of it. So I will clear my inventory out. Blah. And you ready for my inventory to immediately fill back up? Yep. No, that's okay. Let's loot this place. Ooh, chain. Now, there's something tricky here. And it started as a bug, and then I left it in because it fits the theme of what's going on here. And if you haven't realized it, some of these items, White Fang and some of this armor, is cursed. In other words, it doesn't work right. The armor, the White Fang was intentional. The armor was a bug. Well, no, White Fang was originally a bug. And I was like, and then it gave me an idea, and I'm like, oh, this is so much better than just fixing this thing. But I've done that before. Like the gold, like there was like gold weapons and armor in Canopy Carnage that had hoopty data values that made them like not break forever, and like while they weren't breaking, you were invulnerable. Or the gold tools that had more durability than was possible, so they lasted a long time. I like messing with stuff like that. Oh, sweet. Those are nice. Replacement swords. Excellent. Ooh, hello. I'll take those. I don't need that. I'll take the ammo. Alright, I think that's everything. 1, 2, 3. And then... yeah, there's at least a full suit in here. Yeah, that's everything. Alright, let's get out of here. So basically, well, let me get out of here and back to how am I doing? Not too bad, actually. It's these chain pants that I found that give me an extra 2 to my heat. Woo. You can still easily just walk away from these guys. Like you don't have to sprint, but they're fast. They're fast enough to make you like, eh. Yeah, you see this? This is how they get through, but they're like they have trouble with it. So the player can get through, but they can't. I thought it was fairly generous to give the players. It's almost kind of like an airlock, like the monsters. They can get through, but they don't try to intentionally. You saw, like they don't recognize it. So let's go. The first thing we're gonna do is build the first part of the ship. Now, if you save up, okay, if you save up all the parts, the airship will go like and build like all at once, and it's super cool to watch. So I might do that like later. because there's below this is the control area. Well, I don't need all this stuff here, I don't think, but it's good to have it. It's where I stored all like the custom stuff. Like there's a white fang and there's, well, we're getting ahead of ourselves. But yeah, all the stuff here is like all the custom spawners and stuff. These are the blueprint blocks for the different parts of the airship. So that's just right there. So originally this airship was done via clone command, and basically below the pad in the ground here in a monstrously huge, like it would fill my screen right here, all down there. Like from that glowstone over to like the corner of like that wall back there was just this huge area with all the pre-built stages of the airship in them, and it was cloning them. And the hilarious problem I ran into is you had to have your video settings, your render distance needed to be like at least 10 or 12 or something like that. Otherwise, the stupid airship pieces wouldn't render in, and it couldn't clone them because they weren't loaded. So I think it was Finari and her potato computer. Finari plays this game on like a IBM 386 or something like that. No, she not that bad, but her computer is, let's say, very humble. And she's like, "Why doesn't this work?" And it took me a bit to realize what was going on. It was because of her render distance. So I don't know why I didn't do this in the first place. I just converted all the airship pieces to structures, right? Oh, I remember, because the airship was too big. It didn't fit inside the structure block. So I remodeled the airship to fit within that 32 by 32 space. That was the reason. Yeah, but now it's on blueprint, so it works just fine no matter what your render distance is. So that's a funny story. All right, let's go build this thing. So you just come up here, you got the box of white parts, and then you just go boop. And it makes a little armor-equipped sound effect. Like, that's the closest thing I could find to like maybe a wrench turning or something. And so there's your airship frame. So that's the very start of your little airship. So that's pretty cool. So let's get back in here where it's warm, and I'll show you the absolute screwed up armor. So narratively, it's cursed. This white fang is also cursed. It was basically made by a witch who was deceiving the noble who had this stuff made for her, made for him. And so let's see. So we got this armor, right? And we've got this. So there's the fur-lined. This normal one. Fur-lined helmet. Okay. All right, so here's the fur-lined chain armor. So we should gain 3 armor here, right? So we should fill up to right there. Yeah, okay. All right, cool. So that gives us 1, 5, 11, 12. 12 armor. Yeah, 12 armor. Okay. What about this one? Oh, good, 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 good. Now I have 4. Do you know what happened just now? Can you guess what the bug is? Can you guess? Go ahead and type your guess down in the comments. I'm curious to see. I'll wait. Go ahead and type. Scroll down, click the comment, type out what the reason for the bug is, you think. Okay, you done? All right. So it's I'll take this off, and now look at that. Look at that. I took the helmet off, and I've got even less armor. And I take this off, and then I take that off, and I put it on, and now my armor is finally like back to normal, and I put the chain vest on, and we're good to go again. And I think, does it happen with... Let's fix the armor. Chain chest. This chain helmet. Okay. This stuff right here has the same UUID. So, according to Minecraft, these two items are the exact same item. And when you equip them, Minecraft basically thinks... Let me switch back and I'll show you. I'll walk you through what's happening here, as far as I understand it. So this works fine, right? Boom. That works fine. Now, this, if I put it on, Minecraft thinks that these two items are the exact same item. So it basically, when I do this, Minecraft just stopped recognizing this exists because it sees the two IDs, right? And this is the first time I've ever had this happen to me. I typically use MC Stacker to give me items, and it typically automatically does randomized UUIDs for me, and I don't even think about it. But for whatever reason, these damn things have the same UUID. I don't know why. So basically, I put the helmet on, and Minecraft stopped seeing the chest piece as existing. That's why I now have 1, 5, 8 armor. Yeah, 8. Okay. Now, Minecraft has stopped recognizing the chest. I take this off, right? And so now Minecraft thinks nothing in the head slot, nothing in the chest slot. It's ignoring this. I have 5 armor now. And there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each half a shirt is 1 point. But if I take this off and put it back on, now Minecraft re-recognizes it. So that's what's happening. Now, narratively, this behavior is weird, and most players will have no friggin' clue what's going on. But basically, you can use... Okay, I gotta fix it again. That's fixed, and then put that on. Yeah, that's got its own UUID, so these are all fine. So what I'm wearing right now, this is all fine. And I've got 1, 5, 11, 13 armor. So I should be pretty well protected now. I think I'll just throw this in all this stuff in here. Is that worth enchanting? I don't know yet. I don't know. I'll throw the spare stuff in there. You never know when you'll find an inner chest, right? So that's what's going on with that. And I decided to not fix the bug because it ties in with the narrative of what's going on around here, which is that White Fang and these other items they're cursed. They were basically intentionally made to malfunction. The enchantments on them or whatever was made to malfunction by a witch who was trying to undermine the noble prince who asked her to make these items in the first place. So you'll see that later in the map when I find the areas and the stuff talking about it. What was I coming in here for? Tools. Thank you, Tally. You are... Oh, look! There's a shovel already made for you. A stone one. But Tally's got us hooked up with the stone hoe here. So you come in here and you gotta just break the water. And the other thing to do is to just throw down torches. And actually, maybe torches here would melt this water. I'm not actually sure if it'll penetrate the trapdoor. I do quite like this farm setup, though. Visually, it's quite appealing. Wow, really? Oh yeah, this is all coarse dirt, right? That's because it's been fallow for so long. Yep. Let's see. What else do I have to comment about the melting dead? I quite like the looks of the... Oh, this isn't done yet. I quite like the way the area looks. It's a basic dungeon. It's for people like maybe people I've never played a super hostile map before. This is their first thing. Basic zombies, they walk slightly faster than normal zombies, but there's no creepers or spiders or anything else to, get in the way. You just have to deal with one monster type. And that's a theme that'll repeat in Isolation to try to help some variety out, rather than just having every monster type available everywhere. Each area's got its own, like, you're dealing with this type of thing. You'll see that later. All right, well, I probably didn't need to plant anything. I think I can live off the food that I'm going to scavenge. But anyway. Well, I think I'm going to give my voice a rest. My throat's really sore for some reason. I don't know why. But I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of the Isolation Developer Commentary, and I'll see you next time. Until then, as always, daily reminder, summon your arrows and potions. And also take it easy. Oh, yeah. There's one more generic thing about the map to talk about, not related to a specific area. The map is on hard mode. Hard, hard, hard. That's how you play the map. The reason it's on hard mode is so that you can starve to death. That's specifically the reason it's on hard mode. Of course, you're free to change the difficulty if you want to peaceful or easy. And so now you can play it and, have an easier time. But that's fine, But I did design the map around hard mode. But, if you... Huh. Easy. Yeah. So, yeah, you can set it to easy if you want to. And like I said, that'll give you, like, an easier time of it. But if you wanted to... Peaceful. Yeah, you could play the map on peaceful if you just wanted, like, to have a chill adventure, not worry too much about even the temperature mechanics, because you'll constantly regenerate your hunger. But I think, personally, you should play it on... Huh. That's strange. I could have sworn I switched it to... Didn't I just switch it to peaceful? Uh, and it's not locked or anything. Huh. Oh well. I don't know what that's about.